first of all, I want to apologize for not posting when I was supposed to post. I was trying to do every other Sunday, and then I was like, okay, just once a month, and then just moving got hectic. I took the California bar, which was also hectic. I want to be able to speak life into someone else and to encourage someone else, and I know that God has not put this message in me and Adrianna and place us in a position so that we could just kind of like gatekeep and keep it all to ourselves. Like, I really don't even care if we get 1,000 views, 1,000,000 views, 10 views, as long as it helps one person, then I feel like my job is kind of done. And I think too, selfishly, it's for me and Adrianna too, so that we could look back and be like, wow, we were very young. My life is super exciting right now, way more exciting than med school. So I just moved to London. As most of you guys know, I got here about 2 weeks ago. I started at my firm on September 12th. I haven't been doing actually any work. We had orientation for the first week, and then the second week I've just been kind of getting up to speed on what my practice group does here in London, which I'll talk a little bit more about. And I'll talk a little bit about my firm and the perks and why I really like London so far. So coming and moving to a different country in and of itself is wild. Going and trying to work in that country is a whole other issue because, right, like you need like papers, you need a visa, you need to actually be legally allowed to be there, work there, etc. My firm is super amazing in that they did all that stuff for me. So what I needed to do was get a visa to be able to come to the UK. With America and with the UK, they have, I don't even know. I didn't do the process, so I actually can't speak to like in depth on the visa process, but my firm did pay for it. I ended up applying online. I can literally, if you have questions, just ask me. I don't remember everything and I don't want to give you false information, but I'll tell you very high level what happened. For my visa, I went online, I kind of applied, I put in my Columbia degree, I think I might have put in my Northwestern degree, and just talked about kind of why I wanted to come here, which I'm coming here only for my firm. And they gave me something, and then I was working with a law firm here that kind of set everything up. So I went to a place in Chicago. I went the first time and kind of applied for the visa, showed them my passport, took a picture and all of that stuff, and then I left. And then about a week later, I came back and they were able to just like put my visa inside of my passport. And so that allows me to be in the country for over, I think if you come from the United States and you come to the UK, they allow you to be here without a visa for I think up to 6 months. I don't think you're allowed to work if you just do it that way. So if you have an American passport and you just want to come visit the UK, you don't need to get a visa. You can stay here for up to 6 months, but if you do want to come here, move here, rent here, work here, you do need a visa. I applied, I think, as like a high potential individual. The United Kingdom actually just changed their standards for people coming from the United States, or I think coming from really anywhere you graduated from a specific university. It doesn't have to be an Ivy, it doesn't have to be Harvard, it doesn't have to be Stanford. And if you graduated from that institution, you can come here and the process is a lot faster. My visa was actually very quick. I was very surprised. I got my visa like 2 weeks before I was supposed to come here, so it all worked out pretty good. So with moving my stuff here, I came with 2 huge suitcases, just like if I was just getting on a plane to visit. And then my firm again paid for my movers. They literally did everything for me. I left my clothes hanging up in my closet. They came in, packed the whole room, and then left within like 2 or 3 hours. I didn't bring any big furniture because if you know or don't know, a lot of the flats here are furnished. So like the UK plugs are different. But this is a UK plug, and why bring all of this American style plugs here and I can't use the stuff? So that was the moving process. I'm still waiting on my items to be shipped here, which is completely fine. So the place that I'm in right now is actually temporary housing. My firm pays for 2 weeks and then I have to find somewhere to live. And I did find a place. I'm so excited about it. I don't want to talk about it on this video, but I will once I move in. It's in East London. I'm super excited about it. It's a new build, it's modern. Oh, I will talk about that in a later video. It'll take 2 to 3 months to get here. They're shipping my stuff on a boat, so literally shipping it, and I'll get that eventually. Traveling to London, direct flights. I flew from Orlando because my boyfriend lives in Florida. Direct flights only, direct flights only, direct flights only. Especially with global warming and everything that's going on now with the environment and the change in weather, I am not trying to be stuck at JFK and can't get to Orlando and just be mad at myself for not taking a direct flight. The flight here was about, I want to say 9 hours, 9.5 hours, maybe a little shorter than that. And then going back, for some reason, it's a little bit longer. So it's like 9 hours, 50 minutes to 10-ish hours. I'd never been to London, never been to Heathrow, but I know that by looking it up, it was one of the busiest airports, and it was wild. You hear all different languages. It's a mess. It's honestly a mess. The most surprising thing to me, though, was how quickly we got through kind of like the UK version of customs. It's like electronic, so you go, you put your passport in, you like look at this camera. I'm looking over here because the camera's literally like over here, so you like look at the camera, you put your passport in, and then like gates open and you just walk through. If it doesn't work, you do have to go to a live person, but like that process for me was super fast. It was 30 minutes or less. Waiting for my bags took longer, which when I go back to visit Orlando, I'm not checking a bag. I'm gonna do everything in my God-given power to take a little carry-on because I hate checking bags. I'm not checking a bag. My firm here does capital markets work and a little bit of kind of everything else too. I think just strategically placed globally to be able to work with European clients as well as Middle Eastern clients as well as African clients, which I'm super excited. I said I didn't have any work, but I was just staffed on a deal, and I get to work with just people from all over, which that's why I came to London, is because New York is such a melting pot as well, but being here, you get to literally work with all of Europe, all of Africa, all Asia, and so I'm really excited to be able to work on global deals. What is capital markets? I can barely tell you because I'm only 2 weeks in. The majority of the work that we do is just bonds work, and so say a company needs to raise money and they don't want to issue stock, or they don't want to take out a bank loan, they will issue bonds. I'm not going to try to explain bonds to you. If you don't know, Google it. We do contracts and governing the terms of bonds and things like that. So if you want to go more in depth, or if that's what you're interested in, go to law school and become a lawyer. It tells you that this is the kind of work that a lot of lawyers do, is like, what is corporate law? Banks need lawyers, companies, Facebook needs lawyers, you need lawyers in finance, you need lawyers to make sure that you're following SEC regulations, federal guidelines, state guidelines. Hopefully as I get more experience and actually doing work on deals, I'll be able to talk a little bit more intelligently about everything exactly that I'm doing, but for now, that's what you get. I think the most difficult thing about being here has been maybe the time difference. We're 5 hours ahead of New York, 6 hours ahead of Chicago, and then 8 hours ahead of LA. Really am a family-oriented person, so I really want to talk to my boyfriend. I really want to talk to my mom and my sister, and so I've been balancing it because I am here. I think globally. I think always, if I look at my time, I have it in military time, so it's 17:13 right now. I can easily go, okay, what's 17 minus 5? Usually 12. So I will know it's 12:13 for my boo, it's 11:13 for my mom, and it's 9:13 for my sister. So that's made it a little bit easier. I've been waking up like in the middle of the night, kind of when my boyfriend's going to sleep, when my mom's going to sleep, and just have been like talking to them and texting them. I'm really happy that I'm able to kind of do my life here and still be a part of theirs. I used to think and like be so scared to start working because it's expected and it's been pushed on you that you have to sacrifice your life. You literally have to lay down your life like Christ did for your job. And for me, I'm not going to do that. I'm a very hard worker. I haven't gotten where I am just by skating by and doing the bare minimum. That's not who I am. I will get the work done. It's just not going to be typical probably for what other people think. I prefer to go into the office earlier. So around 8 o'clock, 8:30. I also work out in the morning. I do it in the morning because once you get up and kind of start your day, there can be something that comes up in the middle of the day that takes you till 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and I'm not going to go to the gym after that. So I'm like, I want to at least have as much time to myself as possible. So I do what I need to do in the morning before stuff hits the fan, and then I go to work a lot more calm. I do meditations in the morning as well. which has been helping me. I have to put in 7.5 hours of time, whether I'm actually billing to a client or just generally. And so I leave by 5. For me, I'm not going to be in the office past, it depends actually. I probably will never stay past 10 or 11 unless I'm like really working on something and I don't want to break my train of thought. But there's nothing that I can't do from home. I think the pandemic has taught us that. My firm's also really nice in that they only require us to be in the office 3 days out of the week. And while I'm here, I'm going to do my best to go in every single day. Not even do my best. I'm going to go in every single day unless I'm sick and not working that day. The only days that I will work from home, I'm not even going to say that because I'm not going to put it in there because I don't want nobody else seeing my stuff and knowing my business. But I'm going to go into the office every single day and really try not to work from home. I guess that's kind of toxic because then if they see that, they're going to kind of require everyone else to go in. But I will be taking advantage. I'll say this. I will take advantage of the work from home days. Again, I'm not going to ruin my relationship with any of my family or my relationship with my significant other for this job. Like, I moved here for that and I will work for that, but I'm going to work-life balance. And if you're giving me 2 days out of the week to work from home, I will be working from home. A lot of people don't tell you about the perks of being a lawyer besides the salary, which I've talked about before, which I've been very transparent about my salary. My firm also gives me a cost of living adjustment, which is almost a third of my salary. I don't want to say it here, but it's about a third of my salary. I gotta be a little bit. If somebody really wants to know, I'll do an in-depth maybe afterwards, but I don't want y'all counting my coins. I also got a bonus for moving here. It was 5 figures. We get free lunch every single day, so they give us a corporate allowance for food. Again, they pay for my moving, they pay for my visa, they pay for my flight here. They also pay for a flight for me back home one time while I'm here. They're allowing us to work from home the whole entire week of Thanksgiving. They're allowing us to work from home from like the middle of December to January after New Year's. And so I really enjoy that. I think that they're actually taking seriously the shift that happened with COVID and the fact that people really have lives. So life is not just all about work. And so I really appreciate that. Yeah, those are a little bit of the perks. I have a work phone. I have a work computer. Oh, the office, we get free, like there's fresh fruit every single day. Grapes, strawberries, blueberries, cherries, bananas. There's a wonderful coffee machine. I don't drink coffee, but it does make hot chocolate, which I am in love with. Yeah, I think just amazing staff. People were telling me that before, and I'm really happy that I get to experience it now. So I'm really excited. It is hard being here a little bit, but I do have a sister that's here, so I'm excited to be able to, again, to connect with her. I'm also trying to make friends. Like, it is my mission. Of course, someone is going to ask me about the Queen's funeral. I did get here 3 or 4 days after she passed, and I didn't go to I didn't wait in the long line. She wasn't my queen. I did watch The Crown though, and I think like that made me have a lot more respect for her and the monarchy here. I couldn't do it. I literally had work, and I just don't think I could have stood in the line for anybody for 24 hours. It's just interesting, I think, to see the difference in the camaraderie and the community that people have here in London and in the UK as compared to a lot of the divisiveness that we have in the United States. It really just makes me want to like love my neighbor more. And I think it also just, for some reason, just brought up in me like forgiveness. We got a day off. We got Monday off for her funeral, and I think that's really powerful. So it's kind of like small, subtle differences where it's like, okay, like you guys care, people care here versus in the United States, hell or high water, like you better be at work. And yeah, so I think I really like that about the culture, and I'm really excited to just learn more, see more, and do more. Love you guys. Bye.